Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Phoenix Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you, Melissa and Curt McCormick, for being here. We are the Scott Foundation, and a little bit about us is we are thought and service leaders that help foster kids. Like, we mentor and guide other foster kids. Once you join the Scott Foundation, you don't turn into a thought and service leader till like our third year, and we're in it. And so we get new kids, and we mentor them and guide them by having different experiences and helping them with life situations and stuff. And Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about being a thought and service leader?
So a thought and service leader is we guide others. So we try to help the community as much as we can, so that way we're not going to be able to reach everyone, but hopefully we can create a ripple effect and we can just make the world a little bit better than what it is. And like Rosa said, we guide other foster kids and hopefully get them into the mindset that we're in now.
Yes, thank you, Saran. And we also want to thank our sponsors, Curt McCormick and Associates.
Okay. So, Melissa and Curt, tell us about yourselves.
Wow. Okay, here we go. I'm Melissa McCormick Wise, and Curt McCormick is my dad, and of 54 years. And I work with Curt and his company, Curt McCormick and Associates in Scottsdale, and we're a real estate company. And he's the broker, and I'm the quote-unquote the associate of Curt McCormick and Associates. So I'm a real estate broker as well. And we've been here in Scottsdale since 1978. And I'm married. I have no children, but I have 3 dogs. They're my 4-legged kids. So I'll turn it over to Curt now.
My name is Curt McCormick. I've been in real estate 45 years. I was a broker in Illinois prior to moving here in 78. And we opened our own company here April Fool's Day 1980. So I know that has some significance. If I could show you burn marks, I'd show them to you, because I've got plenty. But Melissa is my right arm. She's my backup. She's the high-tech person in our operation. I was born 40 years too soon to learn all that. But she is right there beside me, and it's been a godsend for her to be there. Sometimes it's a challenge between both of us. We sometimes don't agree, but we work it out. But we're in the real estate. I'm also an insurance broker. I don't sell insurance. I just make recommendations. My business in Illinois was real estate and insurance. But anyway, I have the license for insurance just to make recommendations to my clients. We're in sales and also leasing real estate, and it's a passion that both of us share. We love to serve people and see that big smile on their face when we do a good job.
Thank you, Curt.
Thank you. So in today's show, we're talking about what family means and letting go of parts that are no longer needed. So what is family to you guys?
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Curt, can you start?
I'll be happy to start it. To me, there's 4 things in life. First is family. Second's friends. Third is health. The 4th is a deity, whatever you believe. The rest of it is filler. So you saw that family is number 1 in my life. I have 2 children, Melissa and then her brother, and I cherish that. I'm proud to be a father, and they have been a blessing to myself and my wife of 57 years. So family means an awful lot. Our kids and my wife and I have been blessed with the fact that we have always had our parents and grandparents to nurture our kids. So, Melissa, you can talk.
Oh my gosh, tears already. I want to expand on what my dad said, but family is very strong for us, but we also have extended family which are not blood. They are friends that are very close to us, but we consider them family. We also have, I do, my dad's are the grandkids. 3 of them are adopted, so they're not blood, but they're family. We are a close family, and we have a lot of family. I grew up with cousins that are like siblings because we grew up in a very small town. So all my cousins on both sides of the family, my mom's side and my dad's side, I consider like brothers and sisters. So I got a lot of people family support around me, but I also have all my friends that I consider family as well. So it's not just blood. It's who is your support, who's there when you reach out and you need somebody.
Yes, I agree. Because since I was small, growing up with my dad wasn't always there, so my immediate family was broken since I was little. And my mom was such a friendly person that she made friends with the neighbors, and we made friends with the neighbors' kids. And since I was little, I consider them as my family. And growing up and being in a group home, they become your family.
That's right.
And now that I had the opportunity to be in the Scott Foundation, now they're my family. And I couldn't imagine my life without them. They support me with any decision I make, and that's what family should do.
That's right.
And what you said, family is not always blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate them so much. Do you want to say something, Saran?
I think I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what you guys said. Yeah, family to me, I grew up with my mom giving this impression that family was blood. So, I didn't really, friends were friends and family were family. And I didn't really consider, anything else but that. But as I got older, I saw that you can make up your own family. Like, you get to decide, who's family. Like, they don't necessarily have to be blood. They can be, like Melissa was saying, your friends. They can be different people. They don't have to be, blood related. They can be anyone that you wanted to. So you can make up your own family. And so that's what I've been doing. There's people out there, like friends out there that I consider family. Like Rosa was saying, I consider the Scotts Foundation a family. So, you can really make up your own family, and you don't have to, there's no rules to it.
Yes, just as long as you have the support you need, the love, and they help you
they
become a better person.
Yeah, they support you through your, your thick and thin.
Yeah. So on to the next question. Can you please share some of your favorite family times together? Curt, you want to start once again?
Sure. We had an awful lot of family times on trips that we had taken years ago. We had a big 5-gallon glass water jug that sat next to a fireplace. And during the course of a year, we all put our change into it. And it came vacation time, we'd sit down and count that money, because that would be our vacation fund. We were fortunate enough to go to Hilton Head Island off the shore of South Carolina and rent a house right on the beach, and with other couples, friends, and were there a week and just had a fabulous time together with family as well as friends. Then later on, we bought a travel trailer, and we did some traveling in the southern states and the East Coast, and with friends again and family. And those were great bonding times as well. Then we we've been to California, Newport Beach, and rented a home and had family there the whole time, and friends. We rented it for about 6 weeks, and the last time we were there, I think my wife and I had 3 nights by ourselves. So you could see that we had a lot of people, family and friends that came to share it. But those were just tremendous times, bonding times, and times that what memories are made out of. So that's some great times that I remember. And I'm sure Melissa's got some others.
I remember the same. Our times in South Carolina were amazing. That I was very young. And then once we moved out here, we'd spend a lot of time in California, like he said, in Newport Beach. But we also spent time in Carlsbad right after I graduated high school. And some high school friends came out as well and would stay. And my brother and his new wife at that time came out as well. Grandparents, aunts and uncles, and more friends. And it's just like my dad said, it's a bonding time. It's just time spent, whether you're just sitting on the beach or sitting on the back patio, just sitting there talking and just watching each other and spending time with each other is a wonderful thing. You don't have to be doing anything. You don't have to be out at an adventure park or spending money or anything like that. It's just the time that you spend with them.
Yes, I agree. A memory I remember is when I was still with my mom. I remember we lived in this apartment in Mesa, and we didn't have no money. My mom didn't work. She will earn her money by babysitting kids. I remember one day, every day after school, my mom would tell us, she would tell us to go straight to take a nap. And I remember not, being mad about it because we were so used to it. Every day after school, we would run to the room and take a nap because that was just our routine. But one day, my mom said, "Oh, you guys don't have to take a nap. We could watch a movie." We didn't even watch the movie because the whole time we were just saying scary stories. I think that's why I love scary stories now, because my mom never taught us to fear those. That's just a good memory because we were all together, all my siblings and my mom just on the bed, it's just different to think of all the feelings I felt back then. Mm-hmm. It's just things I miss too. And that I will always remember that.
Cherish those memories.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example just from, being in Scott's Foundation because, I consider them, you guys, my family. So this is a funny story. So I remember we went to Cracker Jack's for Ephraim's 18th birthday. And I saw the go-karts and everyone's like, "Oh, let's go ride the go-karts." And, me having, my visual impairment, and I asked Colleen, I was like, can I do the go-kart? And Colleen was like, "I didn't even think about that. I totally forgot." And she's like, "Well, doesn't really have a rule that you can't, so you can." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I go in there. The guy has no idea. The guy lets me in. Get in the go-kart. I'm driving until the final lap, until Colleen told him that, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna have to tell her to pull in because she cannot see that far." And the guy's like, "What?" He's freaking out. He's like, "Oh my gosh!" And he goes out there and he's flagging me in, come in. And but then I did it a couple. So that was probably one of the fun times because I went in and I did it, and then everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I was surprised.
I know, everyone was like,
"She did really good."
Yeah, everyone was like, "Dang, really she can drive."
Yeah, she could.
Yeah, everyone's expecting me to crash into the walls, and I'm just sitting here in the middle of the road, just chilling, and then everyone's like, "Oh, she really can drive." Never mind then.
Yeah, that
there
was
you go.
fun.
So, what are the most hardest or challenging times that you guys have been through together, and how did you get through them? So, Curt, can you start us off?
Sure.
We always pick on you first.
Probably one of the hardest challenges that I faced as a father was when my daughter came and told my wife and myself that she was moving to Denver. And I'm thinking, what? There'd been no discussion about it or anything. She just announced that she was moving to Denver and she'd gotten a job and so forth. And it was hard for Dad because Dad, he's a protector, should be a protector. And here she's going to Denver by herself.
Out of nowhere.
And I look at her car, and the tires, you can see the air through them. And, things such as that. But, I mean, those are minor things. But just it was heartwarming and challenging to me to lose my daughter to go to Denver. Mm-hmm. But it turned out great. We helped her move there, and she got situated and worked there for a period of time. And we were constantly on the phone to her and sending her money and, for food and so forth. And we did go to visit her one time when she was there, and the car was in a state of disrepair, and she had rented an apartment, a little house that the door wouldn't even lock. And, just... But anyway, we kept her mouth shut. She knew we wanted her back. But anyway, it did happen. She did move back. And thank the good Lord.
What he didn't say was the last year that I was there, I managed a real estate company of 40 agents.
Nice.
And I wasn't licensed yet, but one of those agents in that office that I worked with said to me about 3 months before I did move home, she said, I don't know why in the heck you're sitting here helping all these other agents make all kinds of money when you should be back working with your dad. So that's what triggered me to get back home and get my license and start working with my dad. And I did that all in less than 2 months. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was a challenging time. I was on a mission to prove that I could do it. And some of my friends and family might say I'm a little hard-headed at times, but you got to grow and you've got to learn. I was 27 years old, so it wasn't like I was a kid. It was time for me to cut the strings and move on and do what I needed to do. I had a job. I didn't go somewhere without a job, and I had found a place to live, and I did it. And it was a great experience for me, but it was hard because I left without any family. I only knew one person in Colorado. So it was a challenge, but I grew from it and I learned a lot from it. And that trip actually brought me back and put me to where I am today because it made me make the decision to go into real estate with my dad. So it was a good thing.
Yeah. You sound brave to me. I wouldn't go away.
Oh, it was hard. It was hard. And then I moved to Houston for 3 years and didn't know anybody down there either. But except for my husband went with me on that one.
Yeah.
So life throws curves at you.
A turtle doesn't go anywhere till he sticks his neck out.
That's me.
Yeah. Do you want to say something about it? A hard challenge you had, Sarah?
With family, I mean, there was a lot. I think probably the toughest one was, I mean, my mom still deals with it. My mom, she does have, substance issues. And I think, it's hard for her to, I don't think she realizes that when she's doing it, it hurts other people. I think she doesn't know how much it hurts other people. I think she thinks that we're upset, but I don't think she realizes how much it hurts. So I think that's probably one of the hardest things I've gone through with family was, a lot of my relatives and, aunts, uncles getting into substance abuse like alcohol and stuff. And I don't think they realized how much, because I was around that. And I think that was probably one of the hardest things I had to deal with because, I had to take care of them and I had to be there. So being around them made me upset and I don't think they realized that. So I think that was the hardest times. But now when I think about them, like that's their issue. I shouldn't have been around it, but I'm also, it may sound weird, but I'm also kind of grateful I did see it because now I know that's not the person I want to be. Now I know what I want to do. I know that I don't want to get into any of that because it turns you into a totally different person. So yes, it was bad to be around that, but it was also...
You learned from it.
Yeah, I learned from it. So...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, look at you now. Like, you're such a strong young lady, I guess. Okay, so the next question is, Okay, this one is mostly to Curt because he's the only dad here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm on that, but
we're
I'm not
all
a dad.
females except Curt. What does being a dad feel like?
There's a big word called blessed. Kids are a gift from God, and they should be taken care of, loved, held, and always be at their back. So I feel very, very blessed about being a father. I think that's one of the biggest problems that our society has today, is the responsibility has been set aside.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men do not accept that, and it is a damn shame, period.
Yes.
I mean, it rips your heart out to see so many situations whereby the father has not stepped up and accepted his responsibility, period. I don't have much tolerance for that at all, none. But I am very blessed.
That's beautiful. Like, I grew up with no father. He will only come around when, like, he needed something.
Yeah.
And that is shameful. Like, once my mom passed away when I was 12 years old, and he finally appeared out of nowhere. He wanted full custody of us without asking us if we wanted to go with him. But, I mean, we had no choice. We were all little and innocent. We didn't like really know, like, that he wasn't the best choice for us.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, a dad is supposed to be there for you. It's supposed to teach you, protect you. And that's not always the case, but I feel like that's why I'm such a strong person now. I know what path I want to go into, and I will never, ever follow the path my dad went into. So, yeah.
Like, for me, my dad was there, you know, some of my life up until I was 7, but it was hard. Like, some people may say, yeah, I was lucky, but the thing is, he wasn't really there. And what I mean by that is, my dad and my mom always had this competition, you know, because they like, after they had me, they split up, and so it was always a game, like, to see who can spoil Sarah Ann the most. Like, as a kid, I was like, this is nice, like, I'm living the life. But now that I'm like, I get free toys, I don't care. But now that when I look back at it, it was just, a competition for them. Like, my dad would give me like a room full of toys and be like, yeah, what are you going to do about it, Jessica? And it was just like a competition with them. And, after that, my dad just wasn't really there, because after I was taken away, my dad, he did like put in paperwork, but then after that, he just totally gave up on trying to get me back. And he just gave up. Like, there was no, like, he didn't fight or anything. He just gave up, which is, sad. But like Rosa was saying, it's sad that, you don't have a dad there, but you can find another, father figure. There's, and I have a father figure. Yeah, he may not be my, my blood dad, but, it's better than, nothing. Mm-hmm. So, Melissa, how's it, getting to, hang out with your dad and interact with him?
Well, it's wonderful. I'm blessed. As he said, he's blessed. But I will admit, there are times when it's not always good. But that doesn't mean he's going to walk away. That means we work through it and we get to where we need to be to make it good again. Whether you talk or you walk away and you take a breath and you chill out and you come back and talk it out. Sometimes you just let it go. The drama in today's world is not worth it most of the time. And you guys will learn that the older you get. But he's my dad. And he always will be. And I'm lucky for that.
It's okay.
So, Curt, as a parent, do you feel like you have all the answers?
Do I look like I've been nailed to the cross? I don't have all the answers. No
Don't
way
shoot the
do I
messenger.
have all the answers. But, in regards to being a father is one that should teach the child the difference between right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the school teacher's responsibility to do that. That comes at home. And a lot of times, I know when in my past life, younger years, I worked an awful lot, had to in order to make ends meet. So I had a very good soulmate that was taking care of my son and my daughter. And that was a joint affair, period. I mean, we pulled together as a team. And, but the parents are the ones that should tutor their child and get them in the right direction rather than letting them wander by themselves and always be at their back, period.
I'm going to interject here for just a minute. I don't disagree with anything he just said, but I also firmly believe in that old, what's that
Yeah, I'm old.
comment? No, that old comment. It takes a village. I was, like I said, I grew up in a very small town, and actually the town that my dad pretty much grew up in too from high school on. But all your neighbors, all your friends, all your family watched out for you. And in a small town, they pretty much know what you're doing before you even know what you're doing. So you always paid attention and you always respected your elders, whether they were related to you or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if they told you to do something, you do it.
Yeah, because then they go tell your parents, hey,
you got that right.
Oh.
They'll call your parents
I
before
know,
you even get home.
Yeah.
And they're telling your parents what you just did. And then your parents are waiting for you when you get home.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, it's embedded in me to respect your elder, no matter what age you are, what age they are. And I firmly believe in it does take a village.
Yes, it does.
So what is your guys' favorite dad and daughter, memory? Or
Yes, I would love to hear this.
Yeah. What'd you do, Melissa?
Oh, I've done a lot. I'll start this story, but I'm going to need you to interject because I don't remember the whole story because I was very young. And I remember he used to like to tell this story about riding in his new Thunderbird. I think it was a Thunderbird. It was baby blue, leather seats. And I decided to run a pin down the seam of the leather seat.
Oh, Melissa.
He was taking me on a trip and my mom wasn't coming, or we were going to meet my mom or something like that. And I was riding in the front seat. And if I remember right, I took a pin and went down the seam of the seat, the white seam with a blue or black pin.
Oh, Melissa.
Yeah, and
No.
No. I may not be remembering that right because he doesn't look like he remembers it, but he may remember something different.
I don't remember that. I remember you taking your
finger down the wallpaper in the corners.
In the corner.
You know how wallpaper comes together in the corner?
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, they took the easy way out and they didn't go into the corner. They just made it rounded.
Mm.
I'd get in trouble and have to stand in the corner. And I'd take my finger right down the middle of that corner, break that wallpaper down.
Melissa. He'd be like, go stand in a different corner while I fixed it. Go in a different corner.
In the older homes, the walls are not plumb. They shrunk or settled. So when you do that, it's the wallpaper.
Melissa.
There's usually a pocket behind it, and she just put her finger all the way down.
Well, she was bad. She was like,
Well,
you going to put me in the corner?
Yeah, there you go. I'll show you.
Melissa, no.
Okay.
I was a good kid.
Okay.
No,
Whatever you say,
I was
Melissa.
a good kid.
you were a good kid. So was your brother. We were blessed. There were some days that you taught us how to control our temper.
Trying
Yeah.
times.
She had her moments.
And
still
going
do.
back to what you said a minute ago about family and neighbors and helping raise you. I was raised on a farm to begin with, and lived on a farm for several years. And one of the things that has stuck with me all my life is it was a small farm and a small Baptist church. And if a farmer got sick and his crops need to be tilled, he didn't ask anybody. All the neighbors came and harvested his crops. And I thought, that's the way this world should be.
Yes.
To take care of each other, without asking. Just be there and giving the support. And that has stuck with me, and I think that, that's something that our world ought to take a look at, because
we just need to be conscious of our neighbors' needs.
That's the way it should be.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. So moving on to our next question is, how did you guys get started working together, and what is it like seeing each other every day?
Well, I told the story how I started with the company. My mom worked with us as well. Mm-hmm. She was working with the company as a realtor before I came back from Colorado, and my aunt was there as well. Mm-hmm. So it was like all in the family.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah, and my uncle worked there as well.
Both uncles.
And my uncle Steve is still working with, not with us, but he's an appraiser in the Valley as well and has his real estate broker's license. So, real estate's in the family. And I've been with my dad almost 23 years in the company. Yeah, so it's a long time. I can't believe it's 23 years because, I only started, I guess, when I was 10. Because we all know I'm only 33, right?
Math is not our best subject.
But actually, it was my best subject in school. How is it working together or seeing each other every day?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say it's changed because in our industry, you don't have to be in the office to work. And if you're in the office all the time, you're not selling houses.
Right.
So I have a home office. And my home is 40 minutes from our office on McCormick Ranch. So I don't go in every day like I used to. And I know he would rather me be there every day just to have the body in the office with him because I know he misses me.
He's like, I plead the fifth.
I do miss being there every day. But I the travel time for me, it's an hour and a half that I lose that I could be working from my home office in addition to the gas and the mileage and blah, blah, blah. But when I do see him, it's great. I enjoy it. Sometimes we don't see each other. We just pass each other coming and going because we're both going on appointments and out and about. But I do I do all my own work and I do a lot of his work as well. And I enjoy it. That's why I do it.
Yes. Thank you. What about you, Curt?
Yes.
He's like, that's all I'm going to say, because I'm just pleading the fifth right now, guys.
No, what she's saying is correct. I enjoy her being there, yes, but I can certainly understand why she's not there. But, you can do so much now on the internet and so forth that she doesn't really need to be there because she can do it through the airwaves. But the great thing about it is the backup. If I'm over here and I need something done here, she'll go take care of it, whether it's showing a client at an inspection or meeting an appraiser or whatever, or just showing property to some of my clients. The other great thing about it is that she's always got my back, and I trust her, and she knows what she's doing. And that means an awful lot in the real estate industry today because you can go sideways so fast and not knowing what you're doing. And I'll venture to say that probably 75% of the transactions we get involved in, we have to take the lead because we can't assume that the agent and the broker on the other side will follow through in the same manner that we will. We're old-fashioned. We will always be with our clients at a closing, at the inspections, and everything else. I sat on the Professional Standards Committee and the Grievance Committee for the Scottsdale Board of Realtors for about 12 years. So I know we've got a lot of people in our profession that should be selling shoes, not houses.
Hey, don't look at that house. Look at these shoes.
Yeah.
He has said all nice things.
Well, you think we're going to air our dirty laundry? No. He's exactly 100% correct. But what he forgot to say was that I learned everything from him. He taught me. So.
And your mom.
True. It's a good match. And we both back each other up. It's not just me backing him up. He backs me up as well because I don't trust anybody else. So it's good. It works well for us.
Yeah. I admire his beautiful relationship.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not always beautiful.
But
No.
Melissa,
most of the time.
It's hard. It's not easy working with a relative, let alone your father.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's been good. So.
Thank you, guys. So in the Scott Foundation, our main focus is to focus on like what impact we will make in the community, what we like to be known for. Do you ever think about your legacy and what you leave behind? Like, what would you like to leave behind?
My legacy would be my children, in hopes that, not in hopes, we know that they would carry the ball based upon the same principles that they live by and that her mother and I live by. We're firm believers in not being parasites in the community. You have to put something back into the community. You can't just be a taker all your life, whether it's church. One thing that Melissa is very involved in our church is what's called mission nutrition, which she started. It was her idea. And they prepare meals for shut-ins in our congregation, or not necessarily in our congregation, somebody that needs it, shut-ins or people suffering from surgery or whatever. And that's taken off extremely well. But you have to put something back. You can't just keep taking. There's so many people that need help and support, such as the Scott Foundation. Those ideals and objectives are fantastic. And it's fitting a large, large need, period.
Yes. You want to say something, Melissa?
I got a long time before I have to think about a legacy.
Yeah, yes, you do. We all do.
I don't have children. I have 4-legged children, but I'd like to leave people with pleasant thoughts when they think about me as to what I do or what I've done. I just want to be remembered for leaving a mark.
Yeah, I know I'll remember you. You baked me a cake for my birthday. Right? Not everybody does it.
That's what I do.
I want to leave behind my humor because, I got good humor. So.
Yes, you do.
It's not only just I think, I want to leave behind a lot, just so much, like opening up my own theater one day, and that theater will be for kids with specially gifted kids, and I want to, open that up so, that way, when I guess as, croak over like a frog, that they have a place to go where they feel safe, because society is just, yes, it's good to, protect them, but I think they shelter them too much. And I think I would like them to be free, and I just want to leave behind, a good legacy, not something where, they think about Sarah Ann and it's like they think about Sarah Ann like, oh, she was really cool. Too bad she croaked over. But
oh my God.
But she was really, that was a good, yeah, she was a good girl. She was a nice girl. She was cool. She's really funny looking. But yeah,
And she left this great theater that children
Yeah,
are able
right.
to utilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me
Well
too.
said.
Like, I want people when they think of me, I want them to think, oh, I want to do something for the community too. I have a lot of passions, but one of the biggest
Tell
one
me
is
about it.
like the animal welfare. Like, I would love to make such a big impact in that.
There's a need.
Yeah, like not child abuse, animal abuse, because I think of my animals as children too. Yeah, like there's a lot of that, and like there's a lot of endangered species that need help, you know. And I also want to leave, like, I want people to, when they think of me, they'll think like, oh, I want that confidence she has, you know, because like I always get that as soon as I walk in a room, everybody's like, oh, intimidated of me.
I mean, she is kind of scary looking.
Wow.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I'm the nicest person, but I have, you know, my strengths.
We all do.
Yeah, that's what I want to leave behind.
So, as us, what would you give us kids advice on? Like, as we, not right now, obviously, but as, you know, way later when we become parents, not right now, obviously, but when we become parents, what advice would you give us on raising our own kids?
Love them.
Of
Hold them.
course.
Cherish them. Guide them. Give them counseling. And always be their back.
Thank you.
Unconditional love,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
support, and be there in the good and the bad, because there will be good and there will be bad. And just a thought, I know you know this, but your kids don't have to be your blood.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be on paper that they're your children.
Mm-mm.
You can care for as many kids as you want.
Maybe 30.
Adopt as
That's
many
a lot of
kids.
kids.
You probably would be broke by then.
That's
probably
Colleen.
Colleen. Hey, I have. Yeah,
The
that'd
family
be me. I'd
grows
be broke.
every year.
I'd be broke. Melissa, can you lend me a house? Because I'm broke right now.
Lend you a house. Well, okay.
I'm real broke right now. I had 30 kids, so.
Got a wonderful heart.
Yeah.
The other thing with children is listen to them.
Be there for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, like
There's a big meaning
If
to
I-
that. I will be there.
if I ever become a parent, I will not be like
Way.
I'll be way better than my dad, of course.
Way.
Yeah, like I feel like the experience you have in your life, I mean, like mine and Sarah Ann's and other foster kids is like it's mostly the parents that mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Parents make mistakes.
Yeah.
They will. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. It's just you have to learn from them, and that makes them an experience.
Yeah, I want to be
Yeah,
that.
because there's parents that fight for the kids.
Yeah.
Yes, there
Yeah.
are.
Like, I want to be that cool mom where, you know, the kids are like, okay, bye, mom. Can you leave now? Can you go? Like, you know, have you seen those scenes where, you know, the mom drives up to the school and you're just like, hi. And they're like, oh my God, I don't know.
Oh, I've been there. Believe me.
So yeah, I want to be, you know,
As the
that
child.
mom. Yeah.
Go, Mom. Get away.
Yeah, but I want to be that mom where, you know, I'm like, I'm cool, but then I'm like also kind of, you know, strict.
Mhm.
Not strict, but like,
You're going to be their mom.
yeah, be
Yeah.
there.
You have
But I
to be
want
their
kind-
mom
yeah.
before you're their friend.
And that's what I meant. Like, mom, but then I also want to kind of, you know, have like joke around with them.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Like build
think-
friendship with
Yeah,
them.
have
You think
that
my dad
balance.
and I don't joke around? You think he doesn't joke around with me?
He just smiles.
He's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
You know what's going to happen.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining us. This was such a fun experience and getting to know a little bit more.
Thanks for
Love
having
you
us.
guys.
Yes,
We appreciate
thank
it.
you.
So one of the important things coming up is a fashion party, and we need sponsors for them. Any person that loves dogs. So if you are listening and you want to be a sponsor, please contact Colleen Walski at 480-688-9800. Again, 480-688-9800.
And thank you to the president of Business Radio X, Karen Nowicki, for letting us have an opportunity for our voice and letting us host this show. And thank you to Curt McCormick, an associate. I can never get that right. But thank you guys for sponsoring this radio show and letting us have a voice to be able to be heard. And thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Karen.
And yeah, thank you, Curt McCormick, and an associate.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And thank you for all you do.